Hi there, this is Lady Casha. I hope everybody's doing well. I have done an energy reading for September for your heart's desire as defined by numerology. The heart's desire is your essence, the deepest part of you that might not come across to others directly. It is what makes you truly happy and can give you a deep sense of fulfillment. To find your heart's desire, you add the vowels of your full name. And then you reduce the sum to a single digit by keep adding the numbers, as you can see in this example. If you arrive at the master number, that is 11, 22, 33, etc., you look at both the higher octave, which the master number is, and the lower, the single digit. So for 11, it is 2, for example. The master number represents a bigger challenge, but also potentially a bigger reward if worked with rightly. If you have questions or thoughts about any of this, feel free to post them in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them. If you want to connect with me or have a reading, you're warmly welcome. You find the way to contact me below. Before we get into the actual reading, just a few words on how you can make the most use of it. Keep in mind that the heart's desire obviously is only one aspect of you and your soul's blueprint, even if it is essential, and that other aspects can both overshadow or conflict or support the energy, which in turn decides how much it plays out for you right now. If you can, center, align, and ground yourself in your soul's energy before you listen, and ask your higher mind to make you aware what applies to you and what you should know and be aware of. It is no coincidence that you've come to this moment in time and space and are listening to this now. So trust what you're getting, but the more you are attuned to your spiritual being, the more meaning you will get out of it. Okay. So here we go. Heart's Desire 1. For the Heart's Desire 1, the month begins on a practical note, and being practical is what will pay off. You'll probably be feeling enthusiastic, and there can be opportunities for better finances showing up or involvement in a new enterprise of some sorts. Just make sure that exaggerated materialism doesn't make you spend and or react unwisely. Opportunities for more education may arise also, and if you accept them, they can very likely open new doors for you. Look for spirituality and magic in your everyday life. Remember to be present and attuned to your higher self, and you will see how your life is enriched, both spiritually and materially. The month can bring an awakening or at least some kind of epiphany. You'll be given what looks like a second chance now, if you need it, to really step on to your true path, which will lead to a more meaningful existence than before. It may require some action, of course, but check in with your soul before you proceed and do some release work if you have to. You are in the process of transforming your life. Avoid looking at yourself as a victim and realize that ultimately it is you that is keeping yourself stuck by your own thinking. Heart's Desire 2. As the month begins, there's a need for you to attend to the larger issues of your life and work on your spiritual development. You need to do what it takes to either get or stay on track. Also take care of your physical body extra now. Eat extra nourishing foods and make sure you get enough water and rest. You're also encouraged to let go. Yes, that may sound like a generic and standard advice, but it is because it many times is the only way forward when nothing else works. And here it is more emphasized than at other times. The energies are shifting on a deep and transformative level for you. There will be changes regardless of if you like it or not. But the less you fight it and work with it, the smoother it will be, and any situation will improve once you release a tight grip. You will be cutting away from that which has outlived its purpose, and your spiritual path that may have begun on a mental level through an intellectual curiosity is now becoming more and more intuitive and mystic. The month is a time for practicing the presence and finding an appropriate balance to both be grounded and tuned in and open to your spiritual reality. Heart's Desire 3. September carries to begin with some of that energy you could have faced throughout last month. You may feel worried and anxious and be convinced that its situation is not changing for the better. That is not true though, and you are now at the very end of whatever has been going on related to this. It's not as bad as you think, even if you may not feel okay just yet. If you haven't reached out for help, it's a good idea if you can't get past this on your own. Implementing spiritual practices and also magic in your everyday life, if you have not already, will help you and teach you how to be here and now. Inner work is key. Attuned to your spiritual self, your life will not only be doable, it will be richer, both spiritually and materially. Things are heading towards a fated turning point towards the end of the month. The energy can make itself known now, but also beyond September. It is something connected to luck and your destiny, the result of aligning yourself in your soul's energy and on your soul's path. Synchronicities and unexpected things will happen, so take the cues. There is a new direction waiting for you if you are open to it. This is a time where you step into your power to a degree like never before. You're finding your way and you're beginning to get the hang of it, understanding the connection between yourself and your world and reality, and how you can go about realizing your heart's desire. Heart's Desire 4. At the beginning of September, an energy of something new and unknown is presenting itself to you. It may be difficult to see it to begin with, but you will probably sense it and maybe also hesitate to step into it. But this is a time to be a bit bold and go ahead without knowing exactly where your foot will hit the ground. That which begins here reaches into the future and is not limited to this month only. Some of your greatest assets now are your creativity and your ability to care and nurture, and you should make use of these now. Open your arms and your home if you can for others. That will bless you too and make your life blossom as well. There will be plenty of opportunity to share with others, especially towards the end of the month, when there also can be something to celebrate and occasions for fun. The month is overall a time for practicing the presence and finding an appropriate balance to be both grounded and tuned in and open to your spiritual reality. Heart's Desire 5. It looks like you've had some kind of awakening or at least an epiphany of sorts lately, but the possibility will also be here for the whole month of September. You're given a second chance now if you need it, either generally or in some aspect of your life. It is an opportunity to really step on to your true path. It does require some action, but check in with your soul before you proceed and do some release work if you have to. You are in the process of transforming your life. In order for this to happen fully, it will be necessary to put something to an end that has been causing you suffering. There can be forced changes and the final resolution of a situation or the ending of a cycle. Whatever this is, it is happening so that you can get on with the true purpose of your life. And you need to accept the inevitable and move on. If it feels bad, remember that it feels worse than it is. The worst is actually over for you by now. Toward the end of the month, you will most likely be feeling empowered, and you will have what it takes to do whatever you need to do as long as you are in integrity and alignment. If something is still not entirely right, there may be some illusion obscuring your clarity, so take a look at that. Overall, things are working out as they should. You are on the right track. Show confidence and belief in your goals by gestures that illustrate just that belief, and also do work to refine the belief if needed. Whatever is starting here has the potential of reaching and having consequences far into your future. Heart's Desire 6. The beginning of the month sees you strong and will do so for the most part. And if you're faced with a challenge, you have the potential to break through and overcome it, as long as you are in integrity and aligned with your soul self. Listen to your intuition and call on your inner knowing to manifest that which belongs to your soul. You may need to be persistent and go at it several times, but if you're wise and keep a clear vision, that which is meant to take form will do so. Make room for meditation and make an effort to be in a meditative state of mind as much as possible, and your psychic abilities will accelerate and get stronger. It is your physical and spiritual mind connection that makes everything work for you as it should. At the same time, towards the end of the month, the other half, something could be the cause of disappointment. But if so, it's not a time to cry over any spilled milk. Instead, pick up the pieces and move on. If there's healing that needs to be done, do it, but do not wallow in the emotions. If it's about something you feel you've lost, remember that it is probably something that does no longer serve you, so let it go and instead concentrate on what is left. Overall, the month is a time when projects you've set in motion will move forward under their own momentum, although it's not time for you to rest on your laurels. You can take a little break if needed, but do not make it long. You might be called to re-evaluate things, and when you do, you may decide that you're doing just fine. But if you feel there's more to be done and to be wanted, you will have the momentum and knowledge to do what needs to be done to move forward. Heart's Desire 7. At the beginning of September, you will probably be feeling enthusiastic, and you can expect messages regarding money, contracts, negotiations, and all forms of wheeling and dealing. There can be an opportunity for better finances showing up or involvement in a new enterprise. Just make sure this time that exaggerated materialism doesn't make you spend or react unwisely. Opportunities for more education may also arise, and if you accept them, they can possibly open new doors. If there's some tension arising in the form of a conflict or someone being a bit dominant, either you or someone else, creating friction and uneasiness, make sure you think before you act and avoid having your ego lead. Even if you would win a battle, it would probably be an empty victory and won't be worth the effort. Better is to make peace within yourself first, and then go from there. There can be so much to do at times, especially towards the other half of September, that it sometimes feels like a burden. But you have commitments that you need to see through, as they are deeply connected to your spiritual self and path. So don't give up on them or that. Instead, make space for it by asking for help with other less important things. That does not mean you can only have one single focus. You should be capable of juggling several things, And the hidden magic that makes that possible is to maintain a balance and harmonize your inner spiritual development and life with the material. Heart's Desire 8. In the beginning of September, you will be walking in mist, not able to see the road ahead of you. Subconscious material will surface, and it can be a bit uncomfortable. But you have an inner compass, and if you follow it, you will keep on the right track. The fears that are arising can be tempting to give in to, as they seem real and may be familiar. But now is the time to grow up, if you will, and trust your inner self, instead of being seduced by that which is going on or not going on around you. Tap into the magical forces that are at work. You have rounded a critical bend, and you are heading for something better. Assistance will also be available, and it's like life itself is conspiring to provide you with what you need. You will get a push in the right direction, and you will be leaving or seriously pondering leaving something that you have outgrown and that is no longer satisfactory, in order to seek out that which is in par with what you have and what you are becoming. Overall, you're strong and in your soul's power this month, and you can challenge, break through, and overcome every obstacle. You will get a feeling of having your destiny in your hands. So listen to your intuition now and call on your inner knowing to create that which you are here to create. Heart's Desire 9. The beginning of September brings a completion or a closure for you. You're ready to release something. It doesn't have to be something physical. It is more probably an old pattern of behavior that you need to be done with. You will have the support of an elder man that can inspire you, or if no actual man, the energy will be there anyway. Possibilities can come out of nowhere too, so be open. You're called to cut away from that which has outlived its purpose, even if you're still all right with it for the time being. The good is sometimes enemy of the best, it is said, and that's true. It is by letting go of the lesser that you make room for the better, a practice that is especially important for a 9, and also something that will bring you satisfaction, if not immediately, so in the longer perspective. You may, towards the end of the month, be a bit low on energy, and if so, take time out if you can. Do not push yourself. If you do not rest, you may be forced by exhausting yourself. Overall, the month sees you juggling many different things, so you must make sure that you do not press yourself beyond your limits in trying to keep up. You may very well feel okay with what you're doing, but the fact is we can burn out while we're having fun too. So even if you're okay with having much on your hands, there may be a part of you that is not getting the space it needs and will make itself known if you do not listen to that need in time. Heart's Desire 11. The beginning of the month finds you with your head in the clouds, which is not an unusual place for you, and not a bad place either, but you need to consciously make sure that you are also grounded at the same time. Your imagination and fantasy can produce many possibilities, but you may have a hard time distinguishing them from one another and feel confused about how to proceed. Ask your higher self to help you discern and find that which resonates with you truly, and go for it and forget about what other people or social norms think about your choice. You need to put yourself out there somehow, which can be done in different ways. It does not mean that you have to be pushy, but to let the world know that you exist. Also, broaden your horizon and try out or create something new that points towards the future. Towards the end of the month, partnerships and companionships are highlighted. It could be with another soul or within yourself. This will also be a good time to settle disputes and to resolve past differences. Some can have a profound spiritual experience at this time, involving the heart chakra, giving a sense of being a part of the whole, connected to all that is. Overall, it's important to not identify as a victim, whatever transpires, but to realize that a shift in consciousness is what makes a miracle. If you are not happy with the way things are, you need to change your perception. That is the path to liberation and success. Your outer world will change as you make the inner changes. Heart's Desire 22. The beginning of September is a turning point for you as a situation or circumstance is about to improve. You will be moving away from a problem, either literally or figuratively, mentally and emotionally. In fact, you are now well on your way to achieve a dream because of the hard work you've put in, because you've been persistent and keeping a clear vision of where you're heading. So despite delays, despite everything, you will win. Tangible results will be the outcome. And you will feel exceptionally at peace with this being so, as it is something you were meant to do. You'll feel and be aware of your connection to all, understanding your place in the big scheme of things. Overall, that is what this month of September offers you, a deep sense of meaning. You are taking or need to be taking time to connect with your spiritual self in any way you are accustomed to. Meditation, prayer, communing with nature, whatever. If you're already working spiritually and want to move further, the use of ceremony can help you to higher knowledge. But in any case, it is your commitment to daily exploration of your path that is key. Heart's Desire 33. In the beginning of September, partnerships and companionships are highlighted. It could be with another soul or within yourself. And it is a time when you can settle disputes and past differences can be resolved. You can also be having a profound spiritual experience involving the heart chakra, which will give you a sense of you being a part of the whole, connected to all that is. If you're strong and in your soul's power, you can challenge, break through, and overcome every obstacle. You will be having your destiny in your hands at this point and be able to move forward with your soul's plan if you cultivate inner fortitude and align yourself with your soul self. Make sure to listen to your intuition and call on your inner knowing to create what you are meant to create. Towards the end of September, change will be in the air with lots of creative energy and new momentum as some long-standing condition is changing or moving again. Synchronicities will be at work and you will find what you want before you know that you want it even. You'll have all that you need and whatever you're dealing with will change quickly for the better. Overall for the month, an energy of something new and unknown is presenting itself to you. It may be difficult to see what it is to begin with, but you will probably feel it, and you may hesitate to step into it. But this is a time to be a bit bold and go ahead without knowing exactly where your foot will hit the ground. Take a leap. That which begins here reaches well into the future and is not limited to this month. Thank you for listening. This was it for this time. I wish everybody a wonderful, meaningful, magical, mystical month of September 2022. Peace and blessings to all. Take care.